I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by my co-host with Harrison Bader like hair,
Yeah, it's a weird ordeal. Katie is just proving to be childish.
which is why I don't feel I would give $5 million to Jack Campbell.
I don't know. Baseball is one of those sports where anyone who makes the playoffs really can be a contender.
I think the Padres definitely do it.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell gets traded.
Kyrie Irving does have the track record of not being a great locker room fit, or even good locker room fit.
Bader got some luscious locks. I gotta say it.
This is Zach Bigley, the broadcaster for the Frisco Rough Riders, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin. You guys better subscribe.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and we're talking top 10 power forwards with Mr. Versatile, Austin.
Mr. Versatile. I'm seeing how you're changing these up over time.
Yes, I gotta keep moving them around, doing it. Yeah, we were talking about this list before. I had mentioned I'd done like small forward. I'm like, well, he's power forward. I'm like, well, that guy's not power forward. He's a center. So I did my top 10 like small forward, power forward, and centers together mostly, just because this is not how I would have guessed my top 10 looks for power forwards, but
Yeah, mine
I
is
got to
so
thinking
weird.
about it.
Mine is so weird.
Yeah,
I
it's
I
weird.
really struggle because you have to value, I think, how injury prone a player is.
Mhm.
So I really struggled. I really struggled making this. I don't want to say this is like a final list, but I guess it has to be, right? Because we're making this.
Well, yeah, but we're going into it, and these are ever changing. This is just where it's at right now.
True.
Yeah, and it could change because someone could start playing power forward now. I don't know. So yeah, I'll say mine. My top 10 power forward is Zion.
I did not have Zion on my list.
Okay.
I think he's too injury prone. Those were one of the guys before we recorded. I was saying how injury prone some of these guys I was considering are. I would you want him over? I'll go into my 10 really quickly. Aaron Gordon is my 10.
Ooh.
So Aaron Gordon is a very impactful player. Averaged about 16 and a half points last year. Played very, very well in the playoffs. Was huge to the fact that the Nuggets won. And if I had to choose between Aaron Gordon, where I know I can get 60, 70 games, or Zion, who's only played 114 games over a 4-season career, I think I'm choosing Aaron Gordon. I don't know. Am I crazy for that? Tell me.
No, because like Aaron Gordon's good, but like when I'm thinking top 10, I'm not
But
thinking Aaron Gordon, but I like I understand what you're saying. And like I'm thinking about it, this is much to a lesser degree, but would you take Grant Williams over Zion? I don't know. I just think Zion has that potential, and I would want him if I'm choosing a top 10 power forward. But you bring up a good point. Like, is he actually going to be healthy? I was like, I don't know. Like, he's just insane. So, yeah. I have a lot of injury prone guys on my list, but I don't know. It's weird.
I tried to avoid them. I tried to avoid them. There is some injury prone players, obviously, that are going to be on here, but I did my very best to avoid the ones that I could.
Yeah. This is probably the weirdest list we've done so far.
Oh, 100%. I don't disagree with that. I think that the way the league is shifting, I said this before we record, it's not the Dirk, KG, Tim Duncan. You see very few teams with their best player being a power forward. I would say there's 4 teams in the league that their best player is a power forward.
And to me, it's more like you want a power forward that can also play center if you want to go small ball. That's my biggest thing. Like Maxi's power forward center. We were debating one guy, Anthony Davis. He can play power forward, but I view him more as the center, so he's not on this list. So I'll go into my 9. It's Karl Anthony Towns. You've brought it up how he's a power forward. We don't like him as a power forward, but I still think he has the potential. But I like the other guys because power forward's a more natural position to them.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns is not a natural power forward, so it really does affect his his placement on this list, but I have him above where you do. So I have Bobby Portis at 9. He has someone to average 15 and 10 while shooting 37% from three. Another very impactful player. And again, injuries really impacted my list where I wanted to have guys. So I'm very interested who your 8 is.
Okay, so my 8 is Kyle Kuzma.
So we agree. Okay.
Okay, all right. He's got some nice scoring ability. He's a really good player. I do like your picks of Aaron Gordon and Bobby Portis. Like those are solid. Almost want to say underrated, but I'm always scared to say underrated because then I feel you can be underrated, then you become overrated very quickly.
That's true. But yeah, I have Kuzma here. I loved Kuzma on the Wizards this past year. I thought he played very well. I know he didn't shoot as efficiently as some would have liked, but the shots he was getting up were not great because of the way he was being guarded. But averaging 21.2 and 7.2, he had a great year last year. But I'll go into my, 7 now?
Yes.
Okay. My 7 is Karl Anthony Towns. So I have him 2 places above
Okay.
you. Injuries do concern me, but he's also not a true power forward, and that really does impact his ranking. He plays much better at center.
Yeah, I agree. That's very fair. My guy is a guy. I don't know. Is he a center or a power forward? I am as a power forward, Jaren Jackson.
Is Jaren Jackson a power forward? I don't have him on my list. I think it's fine to have him, but
Yeah,
he was
because
very
Steven
much a
Adams.
center this year.
Yeah.
He played 77% of his minutes at center. I saw that in what I thought center, especially after the Steven Adams injury happened. He only played center like the rest of the year. I put him at center.
Yeah.
I think it's fine either way, though.
Yeah, no, because I view him as a guy, I would like him at power forward, but I like him as a stretch 5.
Here's an example I'll put out. For his career, 52% of the time he's been a center, 47% of the time at power forward. So if you take his entire career, it would slightly go my way. I have him on my centers, but I definitely don't disagree with you having him at power forward. It's kind of pick your poison.
Yeah. And then 6, this might be, I'm curious where you have this guy. My 6 is Draymond Green.
Draymond did not make my list.
Yeah.
The problem with Draymond is his extracurriculars. Like, I feel like he's the main reason why Jordan Poole isn't on the team anymore. He's a great all-around player, but he's definitely fallen off from where he was. His defense this year wasn't as good as it has been, and his offensive box plus minus his entire career has been negative, and this year was minus 1.8. His box plus minus was only 0.8. I just don't think he was that great this past year, and I don't know at 33, turning 34 soon, how good he will be. I think if I had to choose for next season, which is what this is based on, I don't know if he's a top 10 power forward. He'd probably be top 15.
I would take him over the other guys because of his experience, but yeah, he's a very weird player type because like for all the reasons you said, but I would still want him. But yeah, I get your extracurriculars. I was kind of on team like let's add Draymond to the Mavs, let's toxic it up with Kyrie and all that. Because I feel he really provides a versatile player, but it's not something that can really be created by other teams. So that's why I was like, man, I can see where people would say this is way too high, but to me, this is where he fits for me. Who's your 6?
So my 6 is Kristaps. He will play power forward for the Celtics this year, and he did play some center last year, but we really had Gafford at center, we being the Wizards because I'm a Wizards fan. I like KP. I think he's better than Cat as a power forward. If we're comparing power forward KP versus power forward Cat, I'm taking KP. I've had conversations with friends about this list. Not Kevin, because I didn't want to give away my list, but I think that KP impacts the game a lot more than Cat because I think KP is a better defender. And the way he plays the power forward position, it's just so much more natural. He's a natural power forward, and he will be playing power forward with the Celtics this year, and I think that's natural for him.
Yeah, I actually have KP a little bit higher than you, but yeah, he's a really good power forward. He's in my top 5. So It's just I don't understand the fit with the Celtics because to me his biggest gripe with the Mavs was he was told to go stand in the corner. What are the Celtics going to tell him to do?
That's a great point, and I feel like that's why he played so well with the Wizards. He had the best year of his career, in my opinion, this past year with the Wizards. He almost shot 50% from the field, which he had never even got close to. He shot his highest percentage from three since he tore his ACL. He averaged the most points per game for his career, still averaged 8.4 boards. He had the best year of his career last year with the Wizards. I honestly, as a Wizards fan, loved how he played, but he wasn't told to just go sit in the corner. So will he not sit in the corner, or what will he do is really a big question, because KP was really good moving without the ball last year, setting up in the post, setting screens for Beal or Kuzma, and then popping out for a three. Will he have that job, or what will his job entail?
Yeah, because I think he was kind of, or that's how it seemed, he was kind of upset that Luka was the main guy, and he was kind of the best way a coach viewed him was go stand in the corner and do that. So we'll have to see. But overall, I wouldn't mind having him on his team. I think power forward is a better fit for him because injury wise, I think center is just too much stress on him.
Yeah, and I think that's why I have him a little bit lower than you. Is I don't know how that role fits on the Celtics. I think that's why I have him at 6. Is because while I do believe he's a better, I have Cat at 7 and KP at 6. I don't know how KP will play. It's just a whole new system. He's never been on a team with this many stars on it, so we'll have to see how that impacts his game.
Yeah. So now my 5 is Julius Randle.
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Like Julius Randle can score, so I like him over Draymond. Like he's a really nice offensive threat.
He's an underrated passer. He's
Yeah.
a much better passer than I think people give credit to. He averaged 4 assists last year, 5 assists the year before that, 6 before that. And he shot much better from the field than he did in 21-22. He got back to his around 45% per game, which is a good clip for him, considering that he took 8 threes a game last year, averaged 10 boards again. He's a great player.
Yeah. And I
This
really
is
think, or yeah, what were we going to say?
you go.
I really think Jalen Brunson has helped him find his sweet spot. I don't know if he can be the main guy, but he and Brunson, I think, work well together.
Yeah. And this is one of the 4 players that I think is the best player on their team as a power forward.
Ooh, okay. Oh man, I wonder what does that mean? Because I don't think Brunson can be the number 1 guy on a team.
No. That's why I said Knicks are
Yeah.
the best. Or for the Knicks, Randall is the best player.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. Ooh. Is he the main offensive guy? Oh yeah, I guess.
I'd say so. He averaged 25.
I guess I want to say, even though I'm not equating Julius Randle to Giannis, I think Brunson's like the Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday.
Yeah. He's definitely better than Middleton, or better offensively than Holiday, but he plays that sort of second-hand role.
He really takes the pressure off where Randle.
That's a great way to put it. He
struggled.
attacks the spot that Randall does not go. Him being a mid-range type of guy really works out because Randall likes to shoot threes. Again, he shot 8 last year per game.
Yeah, because before Brunson was when he struggled, and the Knicks struggled after just a miraculous year. So yeah, I think I hope y'all are understanding. It's Brunson offers a different dynamic that really helps Randall be who he is, and we both have him as the top 5 guy.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to 4. This is where I have KP. So you have Randall over KP. I just think the offensive, just the unicorn ability of Porzingis is better than Julius Randle. However, Randall's played more games, so I think KP to me struggled defensively for the Mavs, but the Mavs struggle on defense. It's just how well does he work with others? But if I'm choosing a power forward, I think I'd choose KP. He'd be the 4th guy off my list.
Yeah, what concerns me about KP is his versatility when playing with different players, and that's why I think I have him low, like I said, at 6, is because I don't know how he's going to impact the team with the Celtics, how he will play this next year, and how many teams could really use a KP, because I feel like he is an awkward fit in some areas.
All right. Yeah, I feel that. Who's your 4?
My 4 is Evan Mobley, a great defensive power forward that I have 4 of the best power forwards, but he's not the best player on his team. That would be Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So while he does impact the game very much, and I love his defensive ability, and he still needs to get better on offense, but is getting better, and his impact on the game is immense. But I do think he's better than Randall, because Randall isn't that great on defense, and Evan Mobley's defensive ability is really there.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's my 3, so to me, he's better than KP.
Who are you missing that I have? That's what I'm trying to
curious
figure out.
because I was wondering. I'm like, is Austin gonna have Evan Mobley as center? I wonder if I have your guys as center.
That's maybe.
Who's your 3?
My 3 is Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen is my 3. He averaged so many points last year on some of the greatest efficiency I have ever seen from a power forward. He's 7 foot 240, who averaged 25.6, 8.6 boards on 49.9, 39.1, 87.5 splits. He, no joke, was the second best offensive player for the power forwards, only behind the guy we'll get to at number 1. He was close to the second guy, but I would still have Lauri because of his ability to stretch the ball. He was the reason why the Jazz were much better than expected, and his impact on the game was vast.
So Lauri Markkanen's now on my list. I don't view him as a center. I wonder if I
Did you not have him as small forward?
I kind of view him as a small forward.
So, but what I'm asking you didn't have him on the small forward list after he averaged 26 and 8 on some of the best splits in the league.
Ooh, but if I view him as a power forward, he should be on this top 10 list.
He played power forward mainly last year, is why I have him here. He played. Let me get to the stats. He played.
I wouldn't have him as high as you because I like the other guys, but
he had 62% of his time at power forward, 20% at small forward, and 18% at center. So he basically played the same amount of small forward as he did center, but was mainly
he's
a power
just a guy
forward.
I missed. That's my bad.
Yeah, I feel like no matter if it was small forward or power forward, he deserved to be on the list because he averaged 26 and 8 on tremendous
he
splits.
He should be on my list. It's my bad. That's who I was forgetting. I'm forgetting someone. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah, dude, I can't believe that. Okay, so you have him as 3. I wouldn't have him high as 3 though. I still have a lot of these other guys ahead of him, but I can definitely see that. I'm curious. This is a big year for him. I'm wondering if he regresses or
this is the year to define if he's actually made it or if last year was a fluke.
Like, is he gonna be like the Geno Smith of the NFL?
I mean, Geno's playing well this year, but yeah I know what you mean.
But like, just burst onto the scene. Who's your 2?
Pascal.
Also,
I thought that was pretty easy for me. Pascal was amazing last year. He didn't average as many points as Lauri, but his ability defensively puts him ahead. He's also a better passer, a little bit of a worse rebounder, but his impact on the defensive end, along with his passing ability, just edges him over the Jazz. And this is, again, I think the Jazz's best player is Lauri, so that's third, and then, or I guess second, and then this is third team where their best player is a power forward.
Yeah, I think Pascal Siakam's amazing. Really good player. I'm wondering if he stays in Toronto. Something very interesting. But yeah, I think number 1's pretty obvious, and that's the best guy on his team. One of the best players in the NBA, arguably the best player in the NBA, and that's Giannis.
Yeah, he's really a 1A, 1B with Jokic. I still prefer Jokic, but there is no going wrong with saying Giannis is the best player in the league. He was so clearly number 1. I hadn't made the list like last week when we were doing the small forwards. I had already not started power forwards, but I just put Giannis as number 1, and I said I'll go to it later because I don't want to. Because without thought, it's easy.
Yeah, he's incredible, and very interesting list. I have a miss, and we also agreed in some places. Like, we both agree on Julius Randle, and of course both agree on Giannis. I think it's a really good list, and this is going to be weirder to me than the centers one.
Yeah, I'm really But the centers, I feel like their order could be. I don't know if we're gonna agree on order. I think order could be
Yeah,
tough.
well, I think we'll agree on the top.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
we'll have to
Yeah,
see.
and yeah, we'll see. So I'll let you close it out here.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Please let us know if we missed any of your favorite players that should be on here. I know the bottom of my list being guys like Bobby Portis, Aaron Gordon, Kuzma. Those are not the biggest names in the world, but who do we miss? And thank you guys for listening. Please catch us in our next video.